Hello everyone, my name is Nikki, and if you're a regular viewer of the TVI channel, you will know me as Mrs. TVI. I don't have a car, but I do have a GoPro and an interest in history, architecture, but more specifically, cemeteries. It's time to see where I am and what I'm getting up to in my corner of the TVI channel today. Hi everyone, Mrs. TVI dropping in here again for yet another cemetery video. So today we are out in the Dales, in the Derbyshire Dales, and I am in the village of Hathersage, and we're off to see this dude. So we're walking up to the church of St Michael and All Angels, which is here in Hathersage, and Andy has just informed me that there is, quote, a big hill. Let me turn the camera around. He wasn't kidding. Just in the middle there, I don't know if you can see, there's a grit bucket, and it literally is like straight up, and I'm like, oh dear.
It's not vertical, but it's certainly not shallow, shall we say that?
It looks like quite a steep, and it's going to take me some time.
It will.
So you might be able to see it, the gradient, as I'm walking up here. I have a feeling I'm going to need an oxygen tank and a seat when I get to the top. It's rather steep. It's definitely the hip and thigh diet in hill form. You repeat what you said about this being the only hill.
This is the only hill on the walk, this main walk around the Hathersage episode, which will be out on your screens soon, because this video will come out first.
If this isn't the only hill, what's going to happen to you?
I dread to think.
You're dead as a can of spam. That's what's going to happen to you. Really beautiful lit gate here, and also Hannah's spied the Commonwealth War Games sign, so we're going to go in and find them. What a beautiful church ground this is. So we're looking for two graves, well, at least two graves in here, Hannah. One of Little John and a Commonwealth War grave. No. So let's see what we can find. Beautiful church. So this is something unusual, we don't often see this. This is a parking meter, but it's been repurposed for donations for the church. How great is that? And then just right next to it here, we see Little John's grave. Little John, friend and lieutenant of Robin Hood, died in a cottage now destroyed to the east of this churchyard. The grave is marked by this old headed footstone and is underneath this old yew tree. It's it's very long, this grave. It's definitely longer than your standard 6 feet. So there you have it. And the care of this grave was undertaken by the Ancient Order of the Foresters Friendly Society, June 24th, 1929. So there we go. There you have it. And there's the yew tree. So the bells have just chimed 9:15, and we're going to go and take a look inside this beautiful church. We'll just wait for Andy to catch us up. So we're in the church. It is open, even though it's still a little touch early for their opening times, but already I'm seeing some really gorgeous features. So there's a beautiful font here, stone font, and some gorgeous tiling on the floor. And then down there into the chancel and the altar, and some gorgeous stained glass. And this church is a stone church, so not much paint. And then you've got a rafter ceiling there. Absolutely wonderful.
What have you found, girls?
And then here, the bell tower, and there's another gorgeous stained glass window. So there we go. Organ there as well to the right hand side. But very beautiful. And look at these look like thrones. Carved chairs. These two carved chairs were used by Queen Victoria and the Prince Consort when they opened St George's Hall, Liverpool, and afterwards they were given to this church in recognition of the fact that all the stone for the hall was quarried in the parish of Hathersage. Now these chairs are Austrian, so there you go. So I'm not going to go too much further here because obviously we're almost at the altar, but there's a tomb there at the side. I'm just wondering who that's for. It's got some crests on it for certain. I can't quite read it, but I don't want to go any further because it feels wrong. So we'll have to have a look and research and see if we can find out who this beautiful looking tomb belongs to. And this is something that will always interest me. There's some gorgeous embroidery here. So it looks like some sort of gold work and sort of embroidery, and that will always interest me. But very beautiful. Looks like, is it St George maybe? And the dragon? Who knows? Could be. So we're just going to take a walk around the cemetery here. And we've got, again, some quite old graves. And then, but look at these. You know, there's a lot of care being taken in this churchyard, and these obviously are very old but still standing beautifully. We haven't found a war grave yet. That's our next thing on the agenda to look for. You might want a war grave. No, love, they're the ones with the oval shape, the white stones, remember? I can't see anything in this part. So I just wonder if it is down at the bottom end. Shall we go and have a look at the other end of the graveyard? Yeah. Okay, so this is the lower churchyard here, and what a beautiful view it's got over the dales. And we found the war grave. It took us a few moments, but here we are. The Flight Sergeant G. Stubbs, Pilot, Royal Air Force, 9th of June 1941. Age 21. Also his mother is laid to rest here as well. There's some other stones at the bottom, but I can't quite read those. So, and then here we've got like a little chapel, sort of, well, little chapel-esque building, which is probably a store. And there's a sundial over there as well. And then we've got obviously lots of graves going down the hill. We're going to go down a little bit further, but Hannah's just pointed this one out to me. It's not necessarily a Commonwealth war grave, but it is a war grave in loving memory of two brothers killed in action in 1943 and 1945 respectively, and they were both aged just 21. Now here we've got the lower part of the churchyard, and again look at this absolutely stunning view. I could stand here all day. All that's missing is my bit of stitching. Now there's another lower graveyard. We might find something more in here. Let's go see, shall we? And as we get into the bottom graveyard in the top section, if that makes sense, we've got some box hedging here which comes into like a horseshoe shape, and we've got a cremation garden sort of going around the base of the hedging. And then as you sweep round, we've got some benches and obviously more room. And how lovely is that? It's a very quiet and peaceful little nook. Yeah, so we've had a little mooch up and down this graveyard and had a look inside the church. It's not going to be a terribly lengthy video because of course we've seen what we wanted to see with Little John's grave, and of course we've spotted the Commonwealth War grave. So what do you think to this place, Lauren?
It's pretty nice.
Pretty nice, peaceful, beautiful views. Yeah, nice place to be.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave this one here. So Little John's at the back of me. I'm sat on a Queen's wedding anniversary bench. What anniversary is it?
Silver.
A silver wedding anniversary bench. Right outside this church. It's just about right now. I could sit here all day. All that's missing is a cup of tea and maybe some stitching. But I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye for now.